Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Day Trade with Tony. It is the 1st of March today, so a new month, new beginning, and we go again. So February, I'm glad to see the back of it. It's been a very choppy, very difficult month. So this month, I'm going to be a little bit more discerning on the trades that I take. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious in terms of risk management. Instead of swinging for the fences, it didn't go well for me in February, particularly when the market wasn't set up for it. I think that was the big difference between January and February. We had some really good movers in January. We just didn't have that same level of volatile movers in February. Certainly not with the reliable volume underpinning those moves. So where are we at the moment on today? So we've had a good green day today, over goal, almost 1.5%. So we're actually, the goal is $6,000 a day. Now, obviously, I'm going to be overachieving on that if I'm hitting $6,000 plus the small account challenge that I'm doing concurrently with this. So on the main account, I've managed to get $8,650 today, which is kind of a really good performance as far as I'm concerned. We got two trades, one pre-market, which was Mobilicom. It popped up and I got in, I was about $500, well, I made $500, and then as it pulled back and moved back up, I saw the devil horns, the double top, so I exited that, and we ended up with a small loss on the second part, so we only ended up with $50 on that. I tried OncoSec. I tried to trade OncoSec. This is ONCS. And OncoSec was moving up, and it just didn't sustain for me. So I lost $1,000. I gave it 20 cents. I went in with 5,000 shares, and I gave it 20 cents, and I just cut it after 20 cents. And so that didn't hold up for me. Then it was a difficult morning because there was not a lot of movement. It was kind of lunchtime before anything really started to move, and that's when I traded, again, risky trade. I traded it on the small account first, and it worked out well for me. So I thought I'll give it a go on the main account. And it was a little bit later in the day, to be fair, on the main account. I traded it on the small account. Then it started to pull back, and it was halts to both sides, up and down. And then it just kind of started moving sideways. Then it made another move up. It popped up. So I managed to get in on that and make $3,000 on that. I was a little bit more aggressive, like 2,500 shares. And I managed to get in, and I actually got, it took me a while to get filled, but I got filled, and then on the way back, it started to pull back. Made some profits. As it started to pull back, I just exited market orders, and that was the thing. That was something that was clear for me today on HPX. The spreads were wicked. I mean, it was like $4 spreads at one stage. So I went in with 2,500 shares. I was $10,000 down. So. And the price action hadn't moved. So I'm like, well, not the best risk management strategy. How much you prepared to lose? If that had pulled back another $4, I'd been $20,000 down. So 2,500, it could have gone badly based on the range and based on the spreads. But it worked out in my favor. And after a while, I was like, it took me a while to actually get green on it. Just because of the spreads, but I thought, okay, it's too risky, and I got out. Cardio Diagnostics was the one that made the money today. Once it moved up after lunch, it started to make a move up. I traded it on the small account, and then I moved across to the large account, and it was what I call an easy trader. It's still going right now, but I'm done. I'm over goal. Get green, stay green. Get to goal, get out. I'm not feeling great today. I've got really bad toothache. I've got I need to go to the dentist. And it goes right up your jaw as well. So I'm not in the right frame for trading, but we've had a profitable day, 8,600, and that's where we are right now. So let's take a look at what we've done and how we've done it, shall we? So first trade, as I mentioned, Mobilicom made its move up. I got in, pull back here. I got in here as it started to break highs, and then it pulled back as it moved back up again. I took some profits here, and then it started to pull back. I was waiting for the continuation. As it started to pull back, I thought, okay, you've got the double top, the devil horns. I'm just going to get out here, and I got a small loss as a broke lows there. We finished with kind of $50. Not a huge win, but a win's a win. Any green's good green. Then we traded on Cossack Medical, and unfortunately this didn't go as according to plan. So it made a really lovely move up. Then we had the pullback. As we broke highs here, that's where I entered. I looked for a continuation, for a break of new highs and a continued move up. It didn't continue up. Then the next swing high wasn't, it didn't reach the level. So then as we didn't reach that level, started to pull back, I set my stop at the swing low, and it moved up again, and it stopped me out this time around. As I say, at the swing lows, it was 20 cents from my entry. So I gave it enough wiggle room. I gave it, it's just after the open, so we've got a lot more volatility in this first 15-30 minutes. So I gave it 20 cents. It was the swing low. I put my stop in place, and they ended up getting stopped out, and it pulled back. So it didn't, whilst this was a nice bull flag type setup, it didn't actually break out and move to the upside. So I found myself $1,000 down, and there was nothing else moving. For the first hour of the regular session, there was just nothing else moving. So I went away, walked the dog, did some bits and pieces, went and got my appointment for my to see the dentist, and my dentist. He's not until Friday, so I'll be seeing him then. So maybe I'll be on fasting for 2 days, it looks like, because it's difficult to eat. But anyway, I'm off at a tangent, as I normally do. We then traded HPX. We traded on the small account. He just started to, let's look at this as the way it is. We traded it here on the small account, and we got out as it pulled back. You can go and watch the replay of that on the small account review. And it just kind of got sideways. The spreads were wide, the volume was low, so I just kind of lost interest in it. And then the volume came back in. So the volume came back in actually here, and it made a move up, hit the scanners. So I thought I'll take another look. It pulled back, and the volume came in with plumb here. We went into a halt here. On resumption, made pull back here, new highs, and that's where I got in on this one. Up to the top, and say 2,500 shares, and then I was able to take some off at the top, a sizable amount of them, and then as it started to pull back, I managed to get another 2,000. Took 1,000 off at the top, 1,000 off here, and then the rest off here. So that was just over $3,000 worth of trading there. So happy days when that happens. Again, risky trade. The spreads were huge. The spreads right now are close to $1.50, but at one stage the spreads were like $4, and the average true range on the 1 minute is I think it went up to about $1.50, which just didn't cover the $4 spread. So that was just a non-event. But when the volume came in, along came the liquidity, and it started to make its move up again. So I was happy enough with that. It still took a while to get filled. So when I went in there, and I went in for 2,500 shares. I think I got about 700 shares, partial fill, and then it came back down and moved back up. And it seemed like ages that the order was sitting there before. It was probably only a few seconds, but it seemed like ages that the order was sitting there trying to get filled, and it was partial. And then same thing on trying to get the exits. And what was essential was on the exits, it was a market order. So I got slippage every time. I was placing market orders to get out because of the entry when it was partial fill. I thought, okay, I'm going to get out, I'll either need to put a stop loss in place or I'll use market orders. When I got up at the top, $50 is a psychological level. So I thought, okay, $50 on the ask, and I'm getting out. It went over $50, and I got out. So I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that, and we made some good profits. But the PSD resistance, should I say, it was on cardio devices. So cardio devices, just after 12, I traded this on the small account here, and then it pulled back, and then I traded it on the main account here. So cardio devices made its move up. We managed to get a little pop here before the flush. I was lucky enough I didn't get caught in the flush. I was looking for a move. I was looking for the break of $5 here. I was watching for the break of $5, and it didn't quite get there because I was ready to press the order, ready to press the button on the order, and I'm so happy it didn't get to $5. I was going to enter at $5, and it flushed hard down. It was like a good 65 cents down over the course of a couple of minutes. It continues to then just track sideways, and then look at what happened. I missed this little pop here, but then as this pulled all the way back, I managed to get on this one, and then we got a little. I was a little bit worried here because I thought this was a double top, and then that's where I got out. So once we pull back here, I refused to re-enter that. I'm probably thinking I probably should have now because look at it, it's taking off. It's over 570. But my last exit was up here at 525. So yeah, I mean, over $6,000. I'm not even getting FOMO. So that just says a lot about the pain I'm having in my jaw. So I'm not even getting FOMO right now. So yeah, I mean, $8,500 day on the main account. So I can't even grumble about the $8,500 day, can I? So let's take a look at where that puts us on the year. It's only the 1st of March, so we'll forget February. Let's just take a look at the statistics. Where does that put us on the actual year to date? So year to date, you can pretty much see that we're a lot of red days in February. 6 red days out of the trading month, but we've made $11,000. If I combine both accounts, the main account plus the small account, we've made over $11,000 today. So almost double the daily goal. So where does that put us on the year? So if I was coming into going back to last month, the end of February, it should have been starting today at $240,000 in gross profit. We're now $243,500. So pro rata for the year, that puts us based on a 6,000 average daily, which is we're over at the moment. That puts us about 3,000 behind goal pro rata. So we should be able to make that up this month. We're pretty much on track now. I would say, give or take a little bit, we're pretty much on track. Looking at the accuracy across the year, 70% of my trades are winning trades. So that's, I'm happy with that. We're no longer in drawdown. We've cleared the drawdown today, and that's a big thing. First day of March, we're no longer in drawdown, so that's a massive thing. The equity curve, it is so erratic, particularly for February. It's so erratic. We had a big drawdown there at the end of middle of January, but most of January was upwards trajectory. Then in February it was just, I spent most of my February in drawdown, unfortunately. So we're now at annual highs, 243,000, as I say. So we're almost $250,000 after 2 months and a day. So we are back on track, and that gives me a lot of inspiration going forward. So I think I can look forward to March. let's get a good March under the belt, a profitable week. Let's finish the week green. Let's put a winning streak together, a nice green winning streak together, and hopefully we can extend that throughout the whole. What would be great is to have a green March, a 100% green March. Not saying it's going to happen, but it would be great if it did. So I'll be doing it again tomorrow, an hour before the market opens. So I'll be trading the last 60 minutes of the pre-market session. I'll be streaming all that live. I'll be trading the last 2 hours of the pre-market session, but I'll be trading the last hour live, streaming it live on this channel. And I will be streaming the first 90 minutes of the session right here as well. So come join me tomorrow at 8:30 East Coast EST. It's New York, and we will do it all again, and hopefully we'll have another good green day. It'd be nice to have more volatile, more reliable stocks as opposed to taking more gambling style trades like I did today. But look, beggars can't be choosers, and if it goes in your favor, it was a great trade. If it had gone against me, I would have been kicking myself. Sometimes you take risks. I would say big risk, big reward, but sometimes you take risks and it goes for you. And it's a calculated risk. So let's do it again tomorrow. Hope to see you there. In the meantime, enjoy your evening. Take care.